Hey there, this is episode 19 of the Sexcapade Chronicles. We are lucky enough to have Lisa and Arnie with us today. And we were so excited because we got a new venue today to be able to shoot in.
Yes. Yeah, it's awesome here. Husicks in Harrisburg.
Yes.
This place is awesome. It's my first time here, and I'm a barbecue connoisseur. If you like barbecue, come here. Just, that's it. Come here. I haven't been paid to say that. I'd love to be paid to say it, but I wouldn't take the money because the barbecue's that good.
And the street tacos.
Amazing.
And I had a salad, you know, it was the Josh's salad.
There you go. You rock the salad at a barbecue place.
I do.
You're that person, aren't you? You get salmon at steakhouses.
No, I don't.
Okay, good.
I got
Thank God.
steak on my salad.
Okay. All right. Very true. Very true.
So, I mean, you know, I had to come back. It's my birthday week. I have to be in the things.
I understand.
To run around in on Saturday. We'll get to that in a little bit. So, what's new with you? You have a very exciting upcoming show.
I do. I have a show coming up this weekend at Brewster's in Galt. I'm very excited. All new material. I finally weaved it all together, and I know how the show's going to flow. And I'm really proud of this show because this is one of my first shows I've ever done where there's actually really no radio stories in there. This is just all observations. I've been lucky where I have great radio stories that I can tell them. They're funny stories. This is the first one where I just really pick on the world. And I'm so excited about picking on the world. Because the world is a dumb place. Like I've left out my live PD stuff because, hi, I'm Arnie, and I'm addicted to live PD.
We were talking about the one from this weekend.
Oh, but there are the people in that. I understand. I wrote this up to Mike on this. I understand why cops sometimes lose it because nobody likes to be treated stupidly. There was a guy who had cocaine on his nose and he told the cops that wasn't his. It's not his. No, yes it is. Come on.
I mean,
I like it. I like the ones in their pocket. Like, these aren't my pants.
Yeah,
Who's wearing other people's pants?
These aren't my pants. Oh, okay, no problem. You're free to go.
These women even occur to me as excuses. I did do these things, and I got caught. I'd be like, well,
I never got caught. I did a lot of stupid shit when I was younger.
You better do this real quick.
Well, I don't do those things anymore.
Yeah, but you still don't.
I do different stupid shit.
Okay, there you go. See, you're still doing stupid shit.
my life is just long doing stupid shit.
I got a DUI when I was 25, 26, 25. I even told the cop then, I said, you don't have to do the test. I'm fucked up. I mean, my roof was teepeed and I'm trying to push it down like to hide it from my dad, and I look down and the light is hanging out like an eyeball. I'm like, yeah, he's gonna catch me on this one. And the cops show up and they're like, okay, we're gonna do, I was like, we have to do the test. I know I'm drunk. Let me blow here. I have to do like, 1.7 or something. I'm like, okay, I don't want to do this.
You know, my ex-husband did. He crashed my car one time. We were married. He could drive. He crashed my car, but to hide it from me, he parked the car backwards.
Oh.
I don't know how his foolproof plan failed.
Wow.
I was like, what the fuck? Do you think I was gonna fucking notice?
Yeah.
Backwards? Well, speaking of that, I got in a car accident, at Jesuit after a dance with Josh, in high school. We had this distinct dances and stuff. And I had a blown away out of the parking lot because I was crying. It was hot mess, and Tori didn't like me or something. I sideswiped, and I was in the Volvo, so it's I told my parents didn't notice at first, so I said I must have in the parking lot.
Oh, that's always a great excuse.
So to this day,
Yeah.
I was a little shit, I guess you're right. We're talking about this Overwatch. The reign of terror that is me as a child.
I mean, there were a few times where I backed into things from my drinking days, and I usually, I was at a parking lot at the casino. It worked like a charm. Sorry, Dad. But yeah, it worked like a charm. That one wasn't going to work. That one wasn't going to play out. And, the cab driver, he got out because I rear-ended the cab. And the cab driver got DUI that night, too. He had a fare in there. And he's like, I got to call this in. I'm like, no, you don't. You don't have, I can drive home like this. There's smoke and everything coming out of the car. I'm like, I can drive home. It's fine. No, nobody will notice the 4 miles that I have to drive home. Nobody will see this. I'm just riding down, the lights hanging, scraping on the street. No big deal. Come on. I'm not going to hurt anybody.
Well, this was a couple of years ago. You know the story. This is why no drinking and driving. I don't know how many people drink to get behind the wheel. So 2 years ago, I had 12 Long Island parking lot. A parking lot at a mall after someone took me out for some cocktails. And I decided it would be better than Ubering home to drive my car home because I was afraid it was going to get towed if it was left in the parking lot overnight. So this is daytime. This is day drinking. So it's light out.
And you're drinking Long Island's at a mall.
It's a,
I gotta say, bravo.
Right?
That is
It
well
was a
played.
Cheesecake Factory. It was happy hour.
Fantastic.
Very wrong. Anyhow, so as I'm leaving the parking lot, I'm texting because I wanted to go party some more.
Because all the Long Islands were enough to distract you.
Right.
No, so I'm texting my lawyer to go meet up with him.
Fantastic. Perfect person to be texting.
Right? And so I ran this Mercedes, and it has an 18-year-old in it. Thank God, because I would have gotten a DUI. So anyways, we pull in the parking lot, I'm like, it's my fault, it's my fault. Like, and then I'm like hysterically crying in the parking lot because I was in the midst of PTSD right now. You know, like, and my life is empty, and like everything else. So I didn't get a DUI, but that was the last get out of jail free card. And after that, I was like, never drinking and driving again.
Yeah, I mean, and we're not making light of drinking and driving. I don't want anybody to think that. But everybody's made bad decisions. Everybody's made bad decisions. And all you can do is look back and go, oh, it was a bad decision. And then you can find the levity in the situation.
Absolutely.
Drinking and driving is bad.
Yes,
Don't do it.
and Marcus Allen made me promise I would never ever drink and drive. And after that, like that instance I told him that story, I have kept my word. And I'm adamant about that. Like I will not drink. So
People ask me all the time, like I just celebrated in April my 22nd year of not drinking. And people ask me, will you ever drink again? I don't know the answer to that. But I do know the answer that I will never drink and drive because I realized what could happen and the things, the realness of it, about what could happen. So now I say I won't do it.
So I have a question. So do you think if you drink, it's going to be a problem again?
Yeah, I'll die.
Really?
Well, because, and I've seen it happen, I've known people it's happened to, is alcoholics, we're so full of ourselves that I'll go out and I'll have a drink. And then a couple nights later I go, you know what? It's okay to have a drink, I'll have two. And then that two will turn into four. And then I'll try to go back to what I was drinking when I was 25 at the time and I was a world-class drinker. Like, it would kill me. My body has changed a lot in those 20 years, for the worse, as you can tell. But no, that's what would happen, is that I would try to go back to my old ways of drinking, and there's no way my body can handle that. So that's something that actually scares me when I think about it. It keeps me sober. And I don't miss hangovers. You know what I miss though? And you know what, I hate this about people that can drink now? You guys get all the good stuff now. Like all the good flavored stuff.
Oh, it's like good stuff, like good stories.
No. You want to know what you're gonna? It sounds so disgusting. The beer that we're bringing camping. Natural Light Strawberry Lemonade.
Oh, that sounds horrible.
So say we get the good stuff. I have some bad taste here.
I was thinking like vanilla flavored vodka and things like that. I mean, that just sounds good, but strawberry, banana cheesecake flavored beer?
Strawberry lemonade, Natural Light. Because Natural Light in its own is a cheap beer.
Well, it's horrible.
Right, so you
It's
throw,
about as Lone Star,
so you
the
throw
National
in
Beer of Texas.
Never had that.
Yeah, I used to be able to get a 20-pack for $3.99.
Well, Natural Light when it came out, it was $1. It was 99
yeah.
cents for a 22. So.
Oh yeah, I've had natty ice.
So if you're ice still drink shit.
Good. I'm glad to see that.
Well, at least you didn't sleep in the back of your car last night because you didn't drink and drive.
Well, there you go.
See, you said your word, you didn't drink and drive.
That's a whole other story. But did drink and drive?
That's next week.
There you go.
Tune
We can
in.
get to that later on. My great life choices. My car, I have a Jetta, so I'm sleeping in the back seat.
Wow, roomy.
And it was very cold outside because I wasn't in Sacramento. Anyhow, this is like, just another day in life. So, my birthday is this week.
Turned 22, right?
Yes, again.
Yeah.
So every year we do some sort of fun theme that benefits Planned Parenthood because I don't have the ability to procreate and we celebrate this.
Okay.
So this year's theme is Snatch Watch. So Snatch Watch, yes, Baywatch gone wrong.
Nice. Well played.
So is everyone wearing swimsuits?
I hope so.
Red swimsuits.
I hope so. I know
Okay.
people got Borat costumes and other things. So
I have a Wonder Woman bikini, barely covers anything. I will not wear it.
I think you should wear it.
You should wear it.
No.
Before your show, you should come out.
No, I love like being a lifeguard. I love the red swimsuits. There's something about women in red swimsuits. It's just phenomenal to me. It's not Pam Anderson because I had it before Pam. I love the females in red swimsuits.
That's
The one
awesome.
piece, they're fantastic.
Yeah, okay, so the bar that we're starting at, they're having a bubble event starting 30 minutes before, and so no one knows this, so if you're single.
Right, and you see a bunch of people in swimsuits.
I mean, I think this is going to be great conversation starter.
Absolutely.
So I know
That's a
they're
great
going to
idea.
agree to this because they're my friends, so if you want to attend this little shindig, it benefits Pam Haircut at $10, and then all the bars hook up with awesome drinks and food specials.
That's
because every year we do this and bring like awareness to, you know, safe sex and not getting pregnant and,
There you go.
all the wonderful services that, you know, Pam Haircut provides
Awesome.
that I've
is
utilized many times over the years. So, because I make good life choices, obviously.
Awesome. We all do.
The token single and mingle one, yes. The mingling, see, dating. This is what it looks like. So dating. You don't want to date.
No.
I'm not going to tell you stories that are going to make you feel any better about dating.
That's fine. Oh, I mean, look, I finally came to that conclusion like 2 or 3 years ago that I was done with the dating thing. I'm not done with it. It's just not, it's not in my wheelhouse right now. I don't want any part of it. Like marriage. I can't stand marriage for me. I think marriage is awesome for other people, and I cheer them on, and I root for people. I'm not one of those bitter people that go, oh, you're going to be unhappy because you're married. I genuinely root for you. I want it to pay off because I think it's a great thing. For me, not so much.
Not so much. Okay, so speaking of that, so I asked people, you know, because birthday sex is very important to me.
Oh, yeah?
Life priorities and such. So I did a poll, as you saw the other day, and we shared it. Now, what percentage of people do you think that birthday sex is important?
Important? I would say at least 85%.
91% of
Okay.
people. Okay.
What's that other 9% you don't find it important? It's birthday sex. It's your day. You should get what
I
you
don't
want on
think
your day.
there should be like certain days.
Yeah, your birthday.
I mean, I had sex with my ex on his birthday last month, and that's why he's coming down for my
There you
birthday.
I didn't have sex my last wedding night.
Wow.
Only because I forgot to eat because we were mingling and talking to everyone, and well, Fireball happened.
Okay.
Fireball always happens.
Again, because I drink the classy stuff.
Right.
So I passed out at like 8 o'clock at night.
We had sex on my wedding night, and sex with my ex is nothing to write home about. We had sex, it was okay, and then we went to Jack in the Box. I like the Jack in the Box better than I like the sex, because the Jack in the Box is free. The marriage cost me law school.
Oh, well then.
But yes, birthday sex, very important.
I think so too. I mean, so 2 days ago it was no panty day, so it's National No Panty Day.
2 days ago.
So
Every day.
And basically, I thought about this, you know, how many people go commando? And my friend that sent this to me, she is Sursuti Foodies, and she's like, check, it's like a day for you. Running around with that underwear on. And I was like, what do you think every day is? Just like you said.
Well, here's my question. Look, I know that we have different plumbing when it comes to that region. I am growing up enough to know that. I've never had the idea of not wearing underwear.
But you need
ever.
some support.
Well, yeah, I'm a guy, but there's plenty of guys out there who go, yeah, I wear underwear, I'm wearing jeans. I'm like, what does that have to do with anything?
It's an either or.
Yeah, I was like, wait a second, isn't that worse because denim on that area
Let me ask
doesn't
this.
feel good?
Josh and Eli, do you guys ever freeball it? Do you ever go around without underwear on?
I am right now.
Yeah, both of them. So yeah, so
It's kind of hot out.
it's kind of hot out.
know.
You need that breeze.
I have no expectations of anyone being around that area today, so. I do.
You still don't have underwear on.
Nope.
Really, so in the hot weather,
I'm still wearing underwear.
to me that's like, okay,
Yeah, I'm wearing underwear.
so, okay, this is like a comparison. Testicles, boobs.
Right?
I don't care how hot it is, I want my shit supported.
Okay.
I would think if I had a dick and balls, I would also want them supported.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I've never ever thought about it. Like, somebody's like, oh, do you ever go without it? No. No. No, but I don't leave the house without a hat. I actually made it all the way to my car like last week one day, and I was about to leave, and I go, I'm not wearing a hat. That's weird. I had to go back in.
You felt naked.
Well, if you know how much I hate walking up my stairs to my house, you'll understand it was quite the sacrifice. Like, I need to start keeping some hats downstairs.
It is like a big, like,
oh my God.
Upstairs. It's
Oh, good Lord.
So I asked you guys a poll. How many of you are going to not wear panties on National No Panty Day? 53% of you said no panties or undies.
Yeah, I'm
You know,
sorry. I'm gonna break the rules.
I just thought it was funny though, like how many people like were like, Jen, like, so what is the odds of this happening? Like, my lawyer friend Chris in the May, of course, he's like, Jen, it doesn't work.
I love the fact that you ask people the question. I think that's awesome. So you gonna wear underwear tomorrow? That's just one of those questions that you usually don't ask people, but that's why I love you so much.
Oh, thank you.
So you're gonna go out of your way to go, hey, are you gonna wear underwear tomorrow?
Who knows? I mean, snatch watch. I mean, like snatch wash. I mean, like vagina. Like I'm very all about that idea. So I think like if you're gonna watch it, like better.
Now let me ask you this: Have you told people that are attending snatch wash you need to groom that region if you're gonna wear bathing suits?
This is a really good point. So I talked about this. So like waxing is very important to me. I've gotten Brazilian wax since I was 18. We've talked about this with you before.
I said absolutely not. I'm not paying someone to work me down there.
I understand, but you're gonna groom it yourself. Take care of business.
It's good down there.
Yeah, okay, yeah, you clean your shit up. Like.
Okay, so the bush thing is like one of my friends loves a good bush. Like a guy really like is attracted to having a good bush.
Okay.
Now I don't know where this comes from. Do you know anyone?
Is that a thing?
It's a 70s thing. I mean, like 70s Playboys growing up. I still get like if you see an old Playboy and there's a hot chick in it. It's great because you get to see it. You know what it is? It's nostalgia. Because you look at that and you remember back when you were a kid, you're like, oh my gosh, look at that. She's got all that hair there and nothing else. It's like really cool. But the whole idea of, like the reason why I asked this question is, one year I was working in radio and we went to a water park for the family picnic or for the company picnic. And I'll never ever forget, it was a midday girl on the other station. And we're going up the steps, and all of a sudden I stop, and I'm talking to somebody, and they're getting to the elbow. I'm like, what? And I turn around, and here she is. She's got two-piece on, and hello, boys. And I'm like, whoa. And I didn't say anything because, I don't want to go, shit, you need to take care of that. And it's like, y'all need to take care of that. You go to a water park where there are children.
It's good birth control.
I mean, it was like, oh my God, that's the worst thing I've ever seen.
The kids are gonna start asking,
like, what's wrong with her? Why does she have cousin Ed down there?
Okay, so
Hashtag out of the family.
The other thing, if you're gonna wear something like that, don't have a string hanging down.
Oh yes. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Take care of that.
Take care of that. No one wants to see that.
Nobody wants to see the ripcord.
Okay, so as part of the snatch watch, like the idea behind it, like was like the hair coming out, like making a joke about Baywatch. So with the first picture I posted in there was exactly what you're talking about with the guy and the bush coming out and then the boobs and like just it was a monstrosity. Now there's like costumes apparently, like people are talking about wearing shirts with abs or boobs and all that stuff. I thought this was pretty funny. I can't wait to actually see it, but like, if you've heard this, now this is like, you better take care of that area because we're going to be looking.
Well, everybody checks it out, but it's like, yeah, guys, even you, if you're going to be dumb and wear a banana hammock, oh wait, let me ask you, do you women like to see guys in Speedos? No and no.
I think it's funny, actually. I think it's comical because you can see what you're working with.
Yeah.
It's like advertising.
Yeah. But still, you got to take care of it. If you're going to wear something like that, fellas, you can't be a, hello, everybody, how you doing? You see, there's two different voices.
What would you call that? Like, what would be the guy's version of that? Like the creepy crawlers?
Oh, yeah. I mean, well, that guy right there, he obviously drives a van. And it has free candy written on the side of it. Hello, everybody, I'm here for business.
Sean, this is for you because you're wearing this board.
Good Lord. You got to clean yourself up.
See, this is my best buddy, like my ride or die. Like he filmed it for Lisa, and he's hysterical, but he was like hell bent on wearing the full on. He actually wore a diaper though to my Cupid crawl, before. I mean, like Sean will wear all that clothes on. Like I've seen Sean run around naked in Tahoe. There is no shame in that.
Good for him. Good for him.
He always has a girlfriend. I mean, he's been married 3 times. He's and divorced. I signed the divorce papers for him for the last one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
No, he's the only
Is that
person.
a service you provide? Hey, I will sign your divorce papers
Just
for
so you know, if you need to get out of anything, yes. Exactly. Okay, so also this weekend was National Meet a Mate Day.
Well, that didn't happen. Meet a mate day?
Meet a mate. So, where are you going to meet a partner in life?
So is it for the rest of time, this mate, or is it just meet a mate for that evening? I'm sorry to have so many terrible questions.
Well, given the responses, because this was yet again another poll question, I asked, where would you meet such a person? Pork chop, brothel, bookstore, skating, hobby class, a meetup. So, I think people took it 2 ways. Meet up for the night, day,
Right,
hour.
that would be the porn and the brothel.
Yeah, so those were guys that contributed. They asked if I would be at these.
What?
If I was going to be there, because in Reno, the money ranch, so
Dayton. Just want to let you know, because they get all hullabaloo, because prostitution's not allowed in Reno. So just let you know.
Good to know.
Yeah, I'm
I
doing it for
need
you.
to change careers. So good to know it's not Reno.
No, Dayton. Don't say Carson either, because people in Carson City will bite your head.
Okay.
That's not legal here.
I learn something new from you every time. These important facts.
I'm here to help you.
I mean, you've been to the money ranch, so
Yes.
you would know.
A number of times.
A number of times.
Never had to pay. I always have to point that out. Never had to pay.
Is that a difference for you, having to pay for it versus not?
Yeah, because then I can say I've never had to pay for it.
Okay.
So, I've never had to pay for it.
Well, see, I feel like dating's I can say I never charged for it, but going on dates is kind of
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, look, if we look at dating in whole, dating is prostitution.
Oh, absolutely.
No, I had friends that went online dating and they were like, I don't have any money for groceries and I'm broke. And this was years ago. So they were like, let me go find some dude on Match or whatever it was, go get a dinner and boom, that's the thing.
I saw this an article came out yesterday about this actually, about how many women use men, 1/3 of them, to get a meal out of it. And my friend Brandon's in Vegas, he's like, well, that happened to me with my last 8 Tinder dates. I'm like, problem number 1, Tinder. You're on Tinder in Vegas.
Don't have any expectations on Tinder in Vegas.
So he works at a pool, he's super hot. And so Brandon's seen that big shout out,
there you go.
he's super fucking hot. And I'm like, why are you on Tinder? That's tourists. The first thing they want to take you out for, wanting you to go
And you
out
work
for
in a pool.
Exactly.
Like one of the big ones down
Yes.
there? Oh my God, you need Tinder?
Right.
No, just walk around.
And then his response to me is, this is part of why I want to leave Vegas. I'm thinking about leaving because of the dating scene in Vegas, because it's very transient. So I guess.
I can imagine that would be hard.
Oh God, yeah.
Vegas,
Oh
because-
my God. Yeah, have you seen the people that live in Vegas? That's some rough trade around there. That aren't in the ones that end up staying in Vegas and then they get out of working on the strip and stuff. Vegas beats you up. Vegas is a tough town.
So my buddy Andy comes on we go on lots of vacations together. He's one of the traveling posse. You met Andy.
I met Andy.
At Snowfest. So he's in a relationship as of Facebook today. Now he is
Yeah, it's official because
Official.
it's on Facebook. Yeah.
This is a really big deal for him because Andy likes to have fun like I do. We go on vacations. We're singleness life, and I was like, God, he found someone in Vegas. Brandon's your best friend.
Help him out. What are you doing, Andy? Come on.
Well, I thought it was funny though because Andy goes to all these dance classes, swing dancing and other things where you can showcase your set as a man. You're gonna have a completely different clientele than the pool and Tinder.
Right.
To choose from.
You can have a good dance around the pool. You could do some ballroom dancing around the pool. Think about how that sets you off.
He meets just that way.
Yes, he meets lots of them
I
that
would
way.
never want to date a man that's ballroom dancing.
He does. When you met him though, he's very charismatic. He's very
He's
fun.
such a shit.
He's a little shit.
Well, wait a second. But see,
In a good way, he's funny.
when you see a guy dance, you can see if that he has rhythm that he might be good at.
But in ballroom, it's
That's
very
exactly
specific.
what he
Okay, but
said.
it's really specific,
Yeah, but that's just part of it. I mean, there's some essence. Like if it was a lambada dance, you know, the forbidden dance, then you know he's going to have some worries.
I think that's a great way to actually see if someone's good in bed, to be honest, if they can dance or not. If they're going to be a fool, then they'll probably be like, not good in bed, and like,
But you can always just ask, are you good in bed? Because I guarantee you the 100% of men will say yes.
Yeah.
I can honestly tell you that there's very few men that are that good in bed that I would write home about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd even say, yeah, I'm great in bed, but I don't even know. I turn myself down. Look, do I want to watch porn tonight? And I look in the mirror, no, you don't deserve it. No, you don't get any porn tonight. God damn.
You're missing out.
I know, right? Well, my left forearm is finally starting to catch up to the size of my right forearm.
Lefty and right?
Oh, well, no, like, look at a 13-year-old boy. 13-year-old boys, their forearms are humongous on one side, and the other arm's like a stick. You're like, what's going on there? They have an arm wrestler? Yeah. Are you in the shower for 45 minutes a day and your hair's not wet? I don't know.
Is that really what goes on?
Yes.
I taught high school, but I never wanted to know that. Yeah? They always talked like about like maybe the hot teacher though that they would want to do, which concerned me because like I never asked stories or like would allow them to talk
Well,
about.
at least you're not that teacher though that's having sex with boys. That's like one of my favorite subjects to do on my show. It's a phenomenon.
Oh, I know.
Hot teachers having sex with boys. But here's the thing I don't like, and I'll be serious just for a second because I don't understand. I hate living in the world that we live in because of the double standards out there. There was a story I did last week. A substitute teacher who was fairly hot, and she had sex with a 16-year-old boy, and she's going to lose her job for it, and she's going to have to pay a fine. Okay, terrible. There was and she was, I don't know, maybe it's dangerous. There was a 50-year-old millionaire who had consensual sex with a 16-year-old girl on his plane. He's going to prison for 7 years.
I think there is double standard.
I mean, isn't it the same? And you just sit there and you go, wow. One teacher, I saw a teacher and she was ugly. She should have gone to prison. It was in Nebraska. She had to reimburse the boy's family $250. That was it. That was her sentencing. I'm like, $250 for what? Is there anything in Nebraska worth $250?
You know what? I've been to Nebraska. That state scares me.
Oh.
It's one of the states where I just kind of look around and like, the town I was in, everyone kind of looked alike. And it was kind of like grab our food and go. Yeah, I did not like Nebraska.
Out of all the years I taught, okay, high school, 13 years, high school special ed continuation, like any of like the high schools I taught at, I never looked at a student once and thought, I really want to go do that.
Man, what does his dick look like?
Exactly.
That's good. You know
So
what?
you're normal.
Hats off to you.
Thank you, but like the students, like, you know, earlier in the beginning of this year I taught for a little bit and the kids are like, Miss Brian, why does, you know, like, teachers have sex with students because they're counselor at the middle school. I just like, and I was like, I don't know, because I would just go to a bar like a normal person. If I like was that hard up.
You're not finding your next.
I think I'm like, I never ever would have thought of this though. Like it's a thing, but I never saw students as like an opportunity. Like,
and a lot of teachers are hot, and I'm scared. Where were they when I was in school?
I mean,
We never had hot teachers.
Okay, would you have told if you had some hot teacher pull you in the classroom and do you? Would you have been like a principal so-and-so?
No, I know why these kids get in trouble. It's because they have asshole friends. They brag to their friends because I'm going to tell everybody that I'm nailing the hot teacher.
Right.
And that guy, he's going to be upset. He's the one who narcs. I guarantee you that's how all these hot teachers get caught.
Because I was wondering, would the kids do it, the boys like doing it and then like telling on her?
No, I would tell my friends.
Right.
Like there was we went to, when I was in high school, we had one decent teacher, one decent looking teacher, and she was like 24. And it was our senior year, we graduated, and one of my friends started dating her. They weren't really dating, they were just fucking. But I mean, and I remember we made a big deal of it. He was like telling us to be quiet. We're like, what? We graduated now.
Right.
Like, good for you that you're nailing her, but that was it. I mean, we're not going to go, principal, did you know that Miss So-and-so is having sex with him? Nobody's going to tell on their friends. I want my friend to fuck like a couple of wild Indians, for Christ's sake.
I mean, I only like slept with like one teacher over the years that I taught with, and that did not go well because he had a girlfriend. I found out from my student on Valentine's Day.
Okay, I thought he brought a red pen. He was red penning you during the act. No, that was not good.
Oh no, it was like the worst. Like, it was up there in the top 5 worst experiences. It was not good. But nevertheless, like, I could never just imagine, like, trolling as a teacher for my next, like,
That's a high school, yeah. I'm gonna buy you some Bartles and James.
I mean,
if that's even a thing anymore.
But one of my former students, like, he turned 18, like, he was one of my first students I had, so he's in his 30s now in Vegas. I saw him when I went out to Vegas. This was a great story. I can't really tell this whole story because I will get in a lot of trouble for it. I was given a welcome present that is not legal.
Okay.
And I was trying to sleep outside on the sidewalk because I had been drinking excessively.
And you're not gonna drive
Not driving, just trying to sleep on the sidewalk because I was tired.
in Las Vegas.
And, yeah, and there's cops right there. He's like, Miss Bryant, I'll get you a room. He's like, this is what fantasies are made of. I'm like, me trying to sleep in the bushes outside of Hard Rock, rolling around in the dirt. Yes, drunk and possession of things that would have gone to jail.
Yeah,
time.
that's bad. That's bad.
And like, I go bang on our friend's door over trying to, even having my former student that's in his 30s now, get me a hotel room because I thought that was wrong in my mind.
But sleeping outside the Hard Rock and bushes with things that could get you arrested is okay.
Well, in my fucked up mind, yes.
Okay,
Of the
fair
two,
enough.
you know, of the two, I was willing to go to jail for that versus
Okay.
like, in my mind, like just like
Right.
crossing a line. You just don't do that.
Right.
I mean, I'm sorry. Like, I
That's
just,
good. That tells you that you
Yeah,
have that
good
line.
for you. You're grown up. You're becoming an adult.
well, you know,
for
at
you,
times
young
I
lady.
am told. Sometimes my life choices as a person like would not look like that. So let's talk about dating. Grown-ups. So I've been going on some dates lately.
Okay.
It's not been going well.
No.
So these guys seem to drink excessively and then become very violent and angry. And my last date choked me. Yeah, in public,
Wow.
on the escalator. And
In public?
In public. And you know, we happened to be at in Tahoe because we have tons of mutual friends. So I agreed, like, it's hot in Sacramento, like, why not drive up there? You know, my former boyfriend is head of security, like, what can go wrong? They all know me. So I tell him about, like, you know, the person that lives up there and everything and all of that. And we get up there and he starts drinking a lot. And I'm like, okay. So then he starts telling me he's like done all this research and watches the show. And
Okay.
watched my speech at Mental Health Matters Day. And I'm like, okay. So I'm kind of like, all right, this is not going great, but alrighty. Then on the escalator, he comes up and chokes me as I'm going up the escalator in the hotel where my former boyfriend is the head of security. Now, if you know the Reign of Terror, I was choked out for 3 hours when I was assaulted. And if you watched any of my speech or anything, you don't probably choke me.
No. And if by chance people are into that, that's usually a question you ask first.
Not like do it on the elevator or
Right.
on the escalator going into the hotel. No, it gets better from there. So then I'm like I'm like, can you just not touch me or come near me for a minute? I'm like hyperventilating. Like, 'cause
Yeah.
now I'm like this person like put their hands on me, and I was like, where's security? Like looking around, and we go over to the bar, and one of my friends is the bartender there, and I was like, I need him not to talk to me and like touch me. He's like all over me. He's like, what's wrong with you? Why can't I touch you? Like da da da. Like and
Because
he's
you
like,
just choked me, fuck stick.
okay, so
And
so
because you said don't touch me.
Yeah, that's another reason. That's a good point.
Okay,
You asked
so-
not to be touched.
my friend hears me then list all of the reasons of why for him why I did not want to be touched by him. But he continues on, okay, in this manner. And so at this point, like my friend behind the bar is like, "Are you alright?" I'm like, "No, I'm not fucking alright." So anyhow, I made do leave. Okay, I was like,
Right.
"The security's gonna come
I
get
hope
you."
so.
So I call my security ex and he's crying hysterically at this
Sure.
point now. And he lives a mile away. I go over there, tell him what happens. He goes and gets the footage pulled. So I had concerns about going back to the room in the morning. I'm like, no one in their right mind would go back to the room, right?
Right. You would think.
So he has to go to work in the morning, and the security ex-boyfriend. So he takes me, he's like, are you sure you don't want me to go up there with you? And I was like, who would be dumb enough to think this like, right?
Oh no.
Oh no, he is in the room. So now I lose my shit because I've been up all night.
Right.
Like I'm sober, and this motherfucker is sitting there like no big deal. And he told me he's stuck in his car at the beach. So he was texting me all of this, and I walk into the room, and I'm like, he's like, well, I don't want to leave you here. And I'm like, what the fuck do you mean you want to leave me here? I said, I have a better chance of getting picked up by a hitchhiker and making it back home than I do surviving my car ride with you.
Good Lord.
And so it gets better from there. So then I go back downstairs and I go get security ex-boyfriend and bartender that heard the story. And we're all talking. And they're like, well, he's gonna leave now, you know, for sure. And so I go back up to the room 3 hours later. Who's there?
No.
Still in bed crying. Crying. Because I was so mean to him.
What the fuck?
And that this was a misunderstanding. I misunderstood.
You misunderstood the joke in public.
Oh, he doesn't remember, and this and that, and like all of these things about him having a kid and custody. I'm like, well, it's really good because you know what? Remember when I told you there's security footage of this?
Yeah.
Please continue on and don't give a fuck. So he doesn't leave the room. So then I call security and he's escorted out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Man, that's an eventful weekend. I'm
Oh, this was like, what day was it?
Listen,
Thursday.
oh,
It was Tuesday.
Day.
Yeah, it was Tuesday. It was Tuesday night into Wednesday. And so then I'm stranded in Tahoe. So who ends up having to drive me back? The ex. Because he's a good person like that. And like, you know, it actually got me really thinking about all these dates and maybe like those problems we could work through that at this point.
I'm baffled at the fact that somebody, would, I understand doing the research. I think that's maybe somewhat sweet in a way to do research on somebody that you're going to go out with. Maybe you learn a little bit about them. That way everything's not quite so awkward. But he found out that there is a trauma in your past, and instead of talking about it, he just does the trauma. What a fucking weirdo. Oh, you're not going out with him again.
No. And then Gail and we're still friends, and so like his friend's gonna come on the podcast next week that like is one of our mutual friends because I want him to hear the story firsthand.
Well, you know what? You want him to hear your side, the real side of what happened, because I guarantee you this guy is probably.
Oh, yeah.
He's told stories like you're crazy.
Oh, I know.
I went to Tahoe with her and she just went crazy on me, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, yeah. But anybody that knows me knows damn well, like, well, Jeff's crazy. First one to own it. Like, when I went to my former, I was hysterically crying like a lunatic, yes. And I went to the bar, got downstairs, and I was crying. I'm like, you know, you can't make this shit up. Like, anybody that knows me knows I don't want that kind of attention, like, in that way. Like, oh, good, another person assaulted me. Like, let's add that to the collection of, like, traumatization. Like, you know, like, the people, the version you told, I'm sure was very, very different.
Yeah.
But, you know,
I just put my arm around her and she turned that into a choke. Okay, psycho.
well, he's 6'3". I mean, he's 6'3", so you have to, like, really, like...
Jesus Christ.
And he's like, I was just trying to hug you.
Oh, around the neck? Oh, thank you. Yeah. I'm sure Ted Bundy was doing the same thing.
Right? So, like, would you get in a car with that person?
No.
Like, I had no idea, like, how I was going to get home, but I was like, I don't fucking care. I'll figure it out. Like, at this point, like, I'm baffled. So this is Sacramento dating for you. So, like, I am doing this research, and now I know why Sacramento is the worst city in the nation for dating.
Well, did you see the thing that was released last week? The top cities of infidelity?
Yeah, the Ashley Madison.
Yeah, and Sacramento was on there. It was weird because Sacramento was on there. My hometown of Garland was on there. Plano, Texas, where I never lived, but I knew a lot of people there. And Seattle. I'm like, wait a second, I lived in all these towns. Yeah, I'm the person that was cheated on all these times. But yeah, it was weird to see the Sacramento made that list. Great job, Zach.
Well, you know, my ex, I found his Ashley Madison account, so that would be the, like, you know, the one that was an addict and cheated on me with all those women. He was on Ashley Madison, an adult friend finder, so, you know, that's Sacramento.
No.
There you go.
God bless you. And I mean, they filmed the series Cheaters in Dallas.
Really?
And I would figure that Garland or Dallas would be a lot higher. But like where Joey Greco got stabbed, that was our old lake. Yeah, oh yeah, love the show Cheaters.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I hope they bring it back.
I heard they are, actually.
They're looking for a new host. I need to find a way to apply.
You do?
Yeah, because I tried to apply for a job. I was 12 hours late to the greatest job ever. You get to taste ribs around the country. It's a 2-week job. You get paid $10,000 by rental trap to try ribs. And I was like, ooh, I want that job. I want the Cheaters show. I think I'd be awesome at that show. Just like, so when you were sleeping with her and your wife was at home, you didn't think that was a big deal. Because the host, I mean, I would bring the thunder. The host never ever bring the thunder. Like, I'd be like, what's wrong with you? What is it? We caught you. You're balls deep in this thing and you're trying not to say that you're cheating on her? We just walked in on you.
You know, that's the thing is like about like
They're just friends.
but it's pathological though, because they have to be a liar, and so like they really, because you were with, like, we've both been with people, we've all been with people actually,
Yeah.
to be honest, or significant others, and then they rewrite history as though there's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
You're the crazy one. Well, if you just hadn't done this, or I wasn't doing that, though, you're crazy.
If you just had a backbone, I wouldn't be doing that.
Right, if you just took me to Hooters more, I wouldn't have sex with the mayor of the city in the Hooters.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, and then I get yelled at. I remember I was telling a story to a friend of mine the other day. So, ex-Satana, she had sex in a Hooters in Hendersonville, Tennessee, with the mayor. Great. I remember she went on vacation once. She used my dad's timeshare, and I was here because I couldn't go on vacation. And I went to Hooters to get wings. Now look, if you've been to the Sacramento Hooters, there's not a lot of talent there at that time, and I was hungry. I wanted the wings. She looked up the credit card. She saw it. I said, "What are you doing at Hooters? Why are you at Hooters? You cheating on me?" I'm like, "I wanted wings, and it was like 15 minutes ago, crazy person. What are you doing right now?" I wasn't even allowed to go there to get wings, but she could have sex in their bathroom. It's like,
You know, like the hypocrisy.
I know. Like, come on, I like their wings. What's wrong with that?
And she likes people's dingling.
Yes. In the bathroom.
I
I don't know if you've ever been to Hooters bathroom. Those aren't things to write home about.
You know, that's
And hers.
Oh, that's right. You win the prize there.
right?
Biker/strip club.
I was like, my boobs keep coming out, you guys. Like, I'm flashing everyone. Sorry,
Hey
everyone.
now, that's gonna be a big watched episode.
Oh, that is for damn sure. So let's talk about plastic surgery.
Yes.
Because on your show this morning,
Look, this has not been a new thing. This was just a new thing for the story that I found today. This has been a phenomenon for like the past 2 years that I've warned my listeners about because I love the show Botched. Watching the show Botched is one of my guilty pleasures out there, just to see people who get plastic surgery done and it's done horribly, and some people get it done by reputable doctors. My goal is to tell my listeners this: if you're going to get plastic surgery, don't do it outside of America. Just don't. It's not a good idea. Like Brazil is known as the world capital of plastic surgery. And I guess they do it well there. But I'm still not going to go to Brazil to get plastic surgery.
Right.
If I need plastic surgery. But like the stories are all, there was a story, I forget what today's was, but I remember the story from last year. It was a woman who lived in Highland Park, Dallas. Highland Park is the most rich part of Dallas. The police cars used to be Mercedes. I'm not kidding.
Wow.
Hand to God.
That's where I need to go find
Yeah,
them.
there you go. But she was from Highland Park, so that means she's got money. She wanted to get a nose job. Well, she shopped around in Dallas. There's lots of plastic surgery places. Well, she couldn't find one, so she decided, hey, let's go to Mexico to get plastic surgery done. She got a nose job done, and for some odd reason, they gave her a shot in her spine. Now, I don't think that that's actual protocol, but something happened where she ended up dying. She died like 2 months later. She was pretty much she was put in a medically induced coma for a nose job, just to save some money. And then there's all these stories about these people. Here, let me do this to your viewers. If somebody is offering Botox or any kind of injectables and they live in your apartment complex, don't go there. Because they had this one troglodyte, if I could say. She was a female now. She was born a man, but now, and she got injections in her face, but they turned to concrete. And I'm like,
I think Watch had one where it was in the ass. Like, injection in the ass and it turned to concentration.
yeah, they're getting like chunks of like, and I'm like, that's what happens when you get it done in an apartment complex. You don't do medical procedures in apartment complexes.
I mean, like,
Right?
it's not a place you cut corners. I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, like, you know, like, if you're gonna put things in your skin or like get like, you know, a surgery done, perhaps like put out the extra money or save up.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Even my daughter, she don't like garage tattoos. And that's where I was like, dude,
Oh.
don't do
like a
that.
prison tattoo, like,
Yeah,
no,
like,
like,
you're straight up like going to Tijuana for
Yeah, well,
plastic
and
surgery.
it doesn't matter who you are or how much money you have. Do you know who one of the biggest victims of horrible like injection is? Priscilla Presley. Priscilla Presley had a doctor who was injecting pretty much Pennzoil into her body, and that's why she had the jacked up face for so long. Because, hey, I'm going to save some money doing this.
Wow.
No, don't save money on surgeries. That's the one thing. If you're going to get surgery done, any kind of surgery, knee replacement, don't go to Kmart. They don't have these that you can buy in aisle 3 and apply. go to an actual doctor. I mean, I don't think I'm really going out on a limb saying these things.
I mean,
You shouldn't have to say these things.
No!
but like even okay, so like I had a hysterectomy and like I had the best doctor in Sacramento for a gynecological oncologist, and I had the less than 1% chance of everything going wrong, like during surgery. I mean, like even when you were in a hospital with the most reputable things go wrong.
Yes!
So I don't know why you would go to a place and not pay that extra money not to die.
I mean, what do they do? Like, if you're getting something done in an apartment, do they just put paper on the floor? Is that their big sanitation?
Vodka on the
They spit on it,
Oh God.
rub it under their arm. It's all clean. Here you go. I mean, I do that with the peanut butter knife. That's how you clean the peanut butter knife off.
I mean, I just can't even like imagine just having like I've had 13 surgeries. Like okay, so I've had 13 surgeries over my lifetime since I was 12 years old. Since I was 31. So okay, over 18 years I've had these surgeries. I wanted a boob job my entire life. I have not got my boobs done because like when everything goes wrong that can't go wrong, it's just six surgeries or less than 1% chance. You don't go, oh, let me go get boobs now because I need those.
Right.
No, like if I was a female and I wanted to get some sort of plastic surgery right now, I would wait and save up all my money and go to the guys on Botched. Those are the two people that I would use because, well, if they fuck up, guess what? I'm getting a free episode of Botched. You guys are doing my surgery. It's like watching those tattoo nightmare shows, like where they go and they get the tattoo covered up. If you don't know your artist and you're thinking about getting a tattoo, why don't you just go to those guys because they know that they ain't gonna fuck your shit up. And it's like, I don't understand the whole cutting. I understand cutting corners. I understand people want to save money. When it comes to medical stuff, no! Either die or have a horrible infection that makes you want to die and you got like pus coming out of your legs. It's like, ugh.
I mean, organs being removed.
Yeah.
Like, these things, like, you know, like people selling their kidneys on the black market. Like, I'm like, really? Like, who's doing these? Like, are you getting an ice tub at like a bath? Like, a bath
You
and,
wake
like,
up, you go, hey, call 911. Oh!
Like, that bill's not going to be cheap. Like,
And by the way,
instead of going to the hospital.
who's going on the dark web to buy kidneys? I mean, I understand it's a thing, but
But yeah, if you need a kidney transplant, you get on the waiting list
Right.
or whatever.
Thankfully, no one wants mine.
there was a guy in Texas a few years ago that needed a liver transplant. And from what I understand for the liver, you know, they yank your whole liver out and then they put a portion of somebody's liver in because your liver can grow. But he put it on a billboard, needed, and he got to the front of the line because he matched, but he got a billboard and they went through the actual doctor and they did all that kind of stuff. I can't imagine looking, you know, on Craigslist one day.
Google.
Oh shit, look at that, they've got a kidney in it. Oh, we might match, let me buy this.
Someone in the area has it on their car. On their car, they have their daughter needs an organ, so they have stickers, you know, on the car.
Yeah, I'm
Again,
cool with
go to
that.
the dark web and
I don't want to go to the dark web and call it, hey, is this the guy with the kidney? Yeah, I was wondering if we could maybe meet up. Where did you get it? Oh, I had a hotel bathroom. Okay, perfect.
I mean, when I was in my surgeries and stuff, like, I filled out all my paperwork, like, for what happens. Like, and I was like, just let me die. Like, it's give my organs away. Like, don't give me out life support. Like, go give them to someone. I mean, they're probably a little bit more genius now than they used to be. But, you know, nonetheless.
I'd ask the question, can I donate my fingers? Just one. Hey, you want to take my fingers? Just to throw them off. If you ask really goofy questions when you go places. I find that way, you know, it makes people kind of go, oh.
Like, what am I going to do? Maybe, you know, like someone lost their fingers though, they can reattach
You never know.
them. I mean, they do face like transplants, so they can do finger ones.
And by the way, those face transplants I've seen online, I'm glad that people got the face transplant, but we can tell. We can tell. There's something. Man, why is your nose over here? I had a face transplant. Oh, that's it. Oh, you look great. It's like people when they go to funerals. When they go to funerals, they look at the dead body. Oh, he looks so good. No, he doesn't. He's dead.
Well, you know.
He looked good 2 weeks ago when he was breathing.
So makeup and the nice clothes.
No, he doesn't look good. He looks dead.
See, like, that's why, like, I was like, put me in an incinerator, no one look at me, like, throw a fucking party.
I don't want to, oh God, he looks so peaceful now. No, he doesn't. He looks dead.
I don't know. I've never seen a dead person. I'm not gonna lie, because like I would never be able to get that out of my mind, just because like my vivid imagination. I can't even see people die in movies because it's so like vivid.
I saw, so when my dad died, it was all of a sudden, it was not expected. alcoholic maybe should have been expected.
Sure.
And so when I was in denial because the coroner called me, found his body, and so I went.
This is a horrible story.
So I had to go ID the body. I mean, they knew it was on his boat. It was
Right.
him. They tried to ID. It was him, but I was like, no, it's some
You
freak
still have to
accident
go,
happened.
yeah.
It wasn't him. And all I saw was this, like literally this part. And the guy at the morgue was so nice. He was like, okay, stand back here. He's all, slowly kind of look around the corner because they had just finished, and, the autopsy and everything. And all I saw was here to here. And I was like, yep, and that's the body, and I ripped his forehead, and that's it.
When I got the call about my dad, and to be like seriously, I got the call. I broke down immediately, and I drove to my dad's house because he was in his bed. He died in his sleep, and I was very happy about that. And they asked me, "Do you want to see him?" And of course, I wanted to see him. I wanted to be the last person, and kind of rub it in my sister's face. You didn't get to see him.
Because that's what you're competitive over.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Just want to clarify.
And I saw him, and he was asleep, and I looked at him, and I said some things to him. And as I'm walking out, I'm devastated, of course, and his stupid girlfriend Beverly, who I to this day can't stand. He looked so good with her. And I didn't feel like I needed to turn it up to 10, and I called a friend of mine. I go, you know what that fucking bitch said? She said he looked good. He's fucking dead. He does not look good. It's the worst I've ever seen my life.
He's not breathing.
No,
It's
it's
all
awful.
good.
And I understand people say these things at funerals and places as just a way to talk. Don't talk. Shut up. You don't have to say
This is
anything.
something my parents would say, actually, if I was dead and they saw me. Like, this is the most quiet I've ever seen her. Thankfully. Given what they said recently, that would be actually.
I was so pissed off when she said that to me, and I was like, you know what? Do I rail on her? No, I'll wait and do it when I'm on a podcast. But I was like, come on, don't stop saying that. I understand you have to, but shut up, don't say it to me.
People have this need to say something. Like when my dad died, I'm like, oh, the kids enough the most. I know
Okay, then shut up.
You don't know how it feels.
And if you do, you know not to say anything.
Yeah, like I don't want to. I mean, there's nothing you can say.
No.
And I had my friend over this morning, and his dad just passed away last week, and I've known him for 20 years, and I was not talking about that. Like, I was like, come over, I will distract you with my fucking shit show of a life.
Yeah.
Let's go, Fred. Like, come over. I'm having a cocktail. Like, it doesn't matter if you am. Like, it's a Jim Ryan life. Like, I'll be sober. But when you're in that, state of, warning, you don't want to talk about, how that stuff.
No, and then the subsequent shit show that I had to put up with dealing with the company that he hired to take care of everything, because my dad knew I would be a basket case. My sister's going to be in Missouri, so she's not going to come out until it's time to come out. And to put up with what they dropped the ball because they're supposed to get the death certificate so they can cremate him, and the pre-death certificate. They didn't get that for 10 days, and they lied to me over the phone about it. They said, oh, we've been playing phone tag with his doctor. Not his doctor's office, his doctor. I called the doctor's office, he was at the VA, and they're like, the doctor's been out of town for 12 days. I'm like, so this place hasn't, no. I'm like, you've got, and I went from level 0 to 6 right away, and then the day that the death certificate is, everything was final. The city of Reno calls me and says, your dad's death certificate is in our queue, their courier is going to pick it up, and you can pick it up today. So thank you very much. The city of Reno is phenomenal. This place, the Neptune Society, which I don't mind outing now, I went there at 1:30 or 2. I called and I said, what time does your courier get there? They said between 1 and 1:15. I said, okay. I called at 1. I said, is it there yet? No, we'll give you a call once. Okay, great. 2:30, still haven't got a call. Went to the Neptune Society. The lady looked at me. She goes, well, they didn't bring it. I said, why? I mean, I asked her a really stupid question, like, why didn't they bring it? Well, I don't know. And she goes, well, it might be here tomorrow. I said, no. What we're going to do is we're going to call your courier, and they're going to pick it up and bring it to you, and I'm going to sit on this couch, because if you want to see me go from a 6 to a 47, I won't get it today. And then if I have to bring my sister in, it's just, people in general, I like this conversation that we've had to expand over, because we're seeing what people are made of in their head from the asshole who did what he did to you to this woman. Why can't people just be honest, or why can't they just be normal and sane? They didn't bring it in there. If I worked for this society and they had done that, and I had been a part of that, doing that to a family, I would have driven my car to the courier to go get that, because that's the person I am.
It's your character.
And it seems like no matter, like somebody's probably watching this going, how do these all tie together? It ties together to show you how fucked up people are. That people, all you gotta do is think a little bit outside of yourself. That's it, just a little. And then you can go a long way in life.
Yeah.
I mean, I try to help people as much as I can, and I don't expect people to help me, because I've gotten to that point in life where I don't expect anything out of anybody. When I get cool stuff, like when I get invited to do shit like this, I look at it as like, wow, that's awesome that I get to do that. And it sucks because back in the day, back 30, 40 years ago, this is the way people treated each other. And it's awful that we have to like look at it now as kind of like a gift. It sucks.
I know, and like we talk like for hours on air and off air. We're actually generating authentic. We actually have conversations that are real, just like you guys here. It's not like a show. This is who we actually are. And when the world like tries to put on a good face, because this is what my friend said, the best thing about our show is the authenticity. Because we're all just like, here we are, like the good, the bad, the whatever, and that's what makes like it. I think resonate with people, because people can't fucking do that.
No.
And it really pisses me off.
Oh, and it's just it's so maddening that you just look at the world and you just go. I've been having an issue with the people that run my show, that house my show. And it was an issue all weekend long. I haven't been able to upload shows. All I asked them, and I paid for this service, I said, can you please tell me exactly what's happening? They haven't told me what's happening. I was like, can you fix the fucking problem? And then, well, we're working on it. I go, well, what is the problem that you're working on? They don't tell me. It's like, just fucking do your job. Like that's my biggest argument in life is do your job. Do your job. I was expected, when I did morning radio, I was expected to come in and entertain people on a daily basis. I did my job. My favorite story to tell in the do your job is I was buying a friend of mine a Christmas present a few years ago. She wanted a pair of Tiffany blue Converse, Chuck Taylors. Tiffany blue, brand new color. I go to the Converse store, not the factory outlet, the actual Converse store. I went there, and it was a week after they were released, so I knew that they were going to happen. I walk into the store, and there's nobody there except the kid before me. And I said, pardon me, do you have the brand new Tiffany blue Chuck Taylor low tops in the size 7? He looked at me, and he goes, have you tried online? Have you tried online? And I looked at him and I said, can you check? Because if I were to try online, I'm going to find them and I'm not going to be in your store and you're not going to have a job. He goes, what do you mean? I go, if everybody, and I started to get into it. I fell into his trap of stupidity. It's like, if everybody bought the shoes online, the store wouldn't be here right now. Why not? I was like, if we checked, they didn't have the shoes. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to try online. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Just do your job.
Or when your shit gets stolen from a hotel,
Yeah.
and they say, we did our investigation, no one went in your room. Like, oh, my shit grew legs and walked out?
This has happened to me too, though.
Oh, damn. Yeah, but 17 hours later of me trashing them on social media, I got an email.
We did our investigation, nobody was in your room.
Yeah, my shit grew legs.
Wow.
But they still, even though we found, we're not liable for anything, can we please shut you the fuck up and send you a check?
Wow.
It's basically what the email said. And my answer was yes. I sent receipts, I sent, pictures. Literally, my husband wearing the fucking shoes with the cost. Just give me what?
Just do your job. Just do your job.
Don't cover up for shitty housekeepers, because that's who it was.
Do your job. Just do your job.
Well, I would like to say my friends in Tahoe want me to do their job very well, because I haven't died yet.
Right.
You keep them very busy
I
when
keep
you're
them
there.
very busy, and I have really great friends that work there, because even when I was at my worst in a fucking train wreck and a half, and perhaps passed out outside the wrong room.
That was the chapel you passed out in front of.
Okay, the person
Maybe you were trying to get married. I don't know.
that was pretty bad. Okay, that was like another year from after that. That's how I met my boyfriend that works there, he found me. He told me this, actually, that was in our first conversation running. He met me at the bar. I have no recollection of this. He told me the story the other day, and I was like, it's like, yeah, you seem pretty fucked up. I'm like, I can't imagine why. This is my life. Because what was going on at that point. He's like, it makes a lot more sense now, though. He's like, you're doing great.
Thanks.
And this is like on the car ride home as I'm crying hysterically, coming back from Tahoe after we showed him.
Right.
You know, I don't know. He's like, it's going great. You're doing great.
Doing good, kid. Keep it up.
Hang in there.
Yeah, I'm especially gonna give you the cat picture. Hang in there.
You know, he's like, he watches this though, and he's like, you know, here's what all the dates, and I told him I was gonna go on this date. He's like, Tom, baby. I was like, fuck you, just get it together so we did not have to do this. You know, like, because he's doing a lot better. Right. Like, you know, that's why we're not together. He's had a lot going on. Not because he's a bad person.
Yeah, I met him. I think he's the right person.
He's a great person. He actually can put up with me.
He rolled the night I met him. It was fucking crazy. It was your Tahoe.
So fast.
He just rolled with everything. It didn't even phase him. It was just, oh, we're doing this now? Oh, we're doing this now?
Well, I mean, if you found me in the hallway, you know, as a threshold of like,
You know it's gonna be crazy.
2.5 years later. You know, at least I don't like, you know, pass out in places anymore.
There you go. There you go.
We're in the hotel.
At least today.
Not today. Oh, I passed out. That's debatable about last night, all right? Not quite sure, but you know exactly what went on. I was very upset because I actually had a client that was supposed to go on a dating coaching client, and they kind of really screwed me over, and I just couldn't deal with betrayal. You know, like I get really upset, and it gets to the core. We talk about do your job and follow through. Do what you say you're going to do.
Exactly.
And they fucked me over like for $3 grand, and it's like that's not like some sort of small thing.
Right.
No, that's big. That's $3 grand.
Yeah, and so like that kind of set me off the deep end. You know, again, because like I don't like it when people sit there and lie and say they're going to do something and then they don't follow through. Like, you want to see the quickest way to get to me? Like, lie to me.
I have people that are in my life that do follow through, and I'm very lucky. I consider you guys friends, and you guys follow through. And I have other people that do follow through, and I'm very lucky that way. But when you're using a service or when you're doing something, when you're going out, just do your fucking job. That makes me more happy than anything. When I'm going to, I don't care if it's a store, I don't care if it's a hotel, somebody's doing their job that they're supposed to be doing, bravo to you. It's not that hard.
I mean, I had a dating coaching client I met with last week. He was a client 5 years ago, and he recently broke up, and I ran into him walking down the street as I was meeting another former dating coaching client. And, you know, he's like, can we follow up? And I was like, absolutely. Okay, he's not paying me, but like, that is my job. If you break up, like, you know, to kind of check in and see how things are going, how can I help you?
Sure.
Like, you're no longer a client, but I will still do that, because that's my character and integrity. So I just can't, like, ever see it coming. I don't know, you know this about me. I'm like, why are these things keep happening? Like, because there's shitty fucking people in the world.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, I don't know. I just have no more patience for it. So don't put them on the casino I frequent. If you're going to harm me in any capacity.
Yeah, no harm. Go somewhere else.
Yeah, exactly. Because those people will actually do something about it. Like, they call the sheriff. So it's actually pretty good to see, though. Well, unlike the other two, because I had my stuff stolen at that other establishment that has 2 casinos in Tahoe. Because I had the exact same thing happen that you did. And they said the exact same thing.
Yeah, of course they're not going to find fault with their own employees, because then they would have to be held liable,
Right.
they have to fire that employee, and it's better to just go, oh, no, nothing happened.
When my house was robbed, I'll never forget when my house was robbed, my door was locked. Nobody had a key to my house. And so that means that somebody had a key to my house, and I know exactly who it was. I know who the person was, who was probably selling sort of illegal substances at that time, to the person that had a key, who might or might not have worked there. And they let that person in my apartment and then locked the door, or at least they gave them a key. Because robbers usually don't lock doors behind them. I mean, let me just say thank you for relocking the door. Everything good was gone already. I mean, they stole I had like a 36-inch TV in my bedroom, which they stole. Now my 65-inch curved TV, they didn't steal, but they stole the remote for it. but left the remote for the 36-inch
So
TV.
they were just assholes.
They were, but it's like they weren't even matching TVs. Like if they were both Samsungs, then they could have at least switched up, but they didn't even do
But maybe
that.
they did it just to piss you off.
Oh yeah, there are a lot of things that they stole that pissed me off. Like, why would you steal somebody's belt buckle that has their name on it? Why would you steal? Now, granted, they threw that away in a trash can in Vacaville, which I got that back.
They just didn't want you to have it.
Yeah, I got it back. Nah. But I mean, it was like, why would you take that?
I don't know.
Why? You took my elephant skin boots? Why did you take those? Well, because those are pretty kick-ass, that's why, but...
But these things don't occur to me to go do, I guess, so I'm always like baffled when people do fucked up things like that. Because it's like, how do you sit around and like walk these things? Like, how do they occur to you?
Oh, well, they have a cat on their lap and they're going, this is what we're going to take. We're going to take Arnie's belt buckles that have his name on there.
Okay, so in front of my house there's a spot where people like to buy drugs. There's that house around the corner from my house, and there's a spot, there's no lights, there's a fence, so they choose. So what they would do is they would go with markers to, so people know where to wait for their drugs.
Okay, like stand here, like they're on the set.
Right, but it would be like a part of a bike or like random stuff or a folded shirt or something. I steal that shit every fucking
Good
time.
for you.
On
I
the
would
side
just
of
move
my
it.
house.
I would just move it to random places.
I mean, there's like half of a bike on the side of my house, and I was like, oh no, you're not.
Oh my god. Okay.
Sure,
Messing with our game, lady.
Okay, so speaking of that, let's talk about where we are at again. Husicks has been nice enough to host us.
Delicious.
We got to be here.
Amazing.
July 6th is our 1-year anniversary. We will be here.
Oh yeah.
Am I invited?
Oh yeah, absolutely, of course. We're going to be shooting the show
Okay, yeah,
with you.
I'll be here.
And
Okay,
Josh.
I'll be here that
You met
day.
Josh in a previous episode. He was nice enough to give us some cool swag.
Yes.
And we also
So
have a
I
gift
have
card to give away to our Instagram and Facebook followers. So we'll tell you how to enter it in the comments.
Okay.
We're really excited to be able to support that because this place is pretty fucking awesome.
It is really
It is.
awesome.
It
I
is.
love the old feeling.
This is what, you know what, honestly, this is what Cracker Barrel aspires to be as a place like this. This is authentic though.
Right.
It's not shitty Cracker Barrel. There's not like 6 billion rocking chairs that you have to put together yourself. Fuck, they got 6 billion of them and you gotta put it together yourself. So dumb. I was in Cracker Barrel and they're like, did you find anything in the country store? I'm like, yeah, but the sequin shirt didn't fit.
This was a country store though.
Yeah,
That's the best part.
but see, that's cool. It's rustic. It's cool. The food is exceptional, and there aren't enough places like this. So kudos.
And so like it's right in the middle of like wineries too. So like if you're hungry on your way home, like I thought that was really cool.
I thought this place was way further.
Yeah.
It is.
So did I.
Sacramento's like right there.
But Josh he came over and talked to us, and as soon as you cross that bridge, you don't feel like you're anywhere near
Right.
Sacramento.
Yeah.
And now, when leaving, I'm going to cross that bridge and go, oh fuck.
Yeah, Sacramento.
But no, it's really cool. It's very quiet out here. This is a place they got like patio seating out there, and the food is delicious. So,
I'm very proud of him though. I never knew he was gonna open like a restaurant much like have it this. It's like awesome. I mean, like, I'm so proud of him. Like,
I mean, I want to tell everybody about it, but I don't because I want this to be kind of a cool place to come to.
Exactly.
It's going to be shitty people. I don't want those people to come here, but they're going to come here.
the ones that fuck us over.
Yeah.
Don't come here.
Yeah, those bad people. People that don't do their job.
Because Josh is a good person. He's on divorce number 2. We have a club. You know.
Okay? I'm only on number 1, and
I
that's
know.
where I'm only going to stay.
You know.
You can still be in the club.
Well,
I don't want to be in the club. No, I already talked about this marriage is great, not for me.
No,
No,
the
we're
divorce
divorced
club.
people.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm in the club.
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm in the club.
Divorce club.
Sweet.
We're all in there. That's
We
what
need to
I'm
get
the only
tattoos.
remarried one.
Yeah.
We need to get,
No, Josh
we
got
need to
married
get
twice.
tattoos.
I will go get another tattoo.
I would do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Divorce club tattoo. Kick ass.
Okay, so
Got working handshake.
this Saturday we can see you at.
Brewster's in Galt. I'm headlining. There's going to be like 4 or 5 comedians there. Carlos Rodriguez is putting it on. He's going to be hosting. If you don't know Carlos, he's amazing. And I just want to give a shout out to my man Ellis. He's performing in Rockland this weekend. Great dude.
Ellis Rodriguez.
Ellis Rodriguez is awesome. He's been on the show a couple times. One of my favorite people in the entire world. Go Be a Clown is the name of his record. I highly recommend you listen to it.
He's super funny. We've seen him.
Yes. Oh, he's
awesome.
great.
And he's super nice. And then if you want to come to Snatch Watch and check out everyone's bikini waxes on
Yes.
Saturday and help benefit Planned Parenthood, hit me up. I'll give you the details of where we're going and all the details. We're gonna have so much fun.
I would see that as a news story. People dressed as lifeguards in downtown Sacramento causing uproar with pubic hair.
Okay, yes, this is gonna
Not
be
you. Just weird people that don't realize that they need to cut and shave. Groom.
Room themselves up.
Groom. Today's word, children, is groom.
And we wish you a great trip.
Yes.
You know, you've been so busy lately. We miss you.
Yeah, it's been crazy doing surveillance days. And, it's been a lot of fun driving between up 80 somewhere, down 80 somewhere. There's still cases that are still going on, so I can't give any cool details yet.
Are you going to write a book someday about this? Being totally honest, because it's such an interesting, life that you get to surveil people and stuff like that. Maybe.
I like it. My husband, he was not happy. We went to down 80 somewhere. I had to take a picture of someone's vehicle. We get there and it's covered. So I'm like, this is what we're gonna do. So we pass through the parking lot. I go, we're gonna switch seats. I said, you're gonna drive. We're gonna pull up to the vehicle. I'm gonna lift off the car cover. And I'm gonna take a picture of the license plate. He's like, okay.
This is how we're gonna die. That's what I told you.
I was like, what is that, man? It's like, so we pull up.
You're breaking the rules, man. They covered it up. That's part of the rules. You can't do that. You can't do that. They're
I
playing.
know. He's like, we don't know what window it is. It's fine.
Is it the right car? Yeah. Okay, good.
Well, thank you again, Arnie, for coming on with
Thank
us.
you.
We always have so much fun. It's always an adventure.
I love it.
We love it.
Anytime you want me on, you just say it and I will be there. You don't even have to bribe me with food. You know that does help.
Awesome. All right, so you guys come check out Husicks. Their 1-year anniversary, July 6th. We will be here.
Yes.
And until next time, you guys.
Bye.
Adios.